Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the WWE Ultimate Edition 21 Kevin Owens figure from Mattel. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks really good, though there are a couple of things to talk about, and we'll get to those in a minute, but just kind of going over the basic aesthetics here of the figure. I mean, again, we've seen a lot of Kevin Owens figures, and this uses very similar elements, similar to Sami Zayn, where, you know, the legs, we've seen these before. So, you know, it's the shorts with the knee pads and the boots, and like we've seen all of this before, but because they're ultimates, they're modern ultimates, you know, we get a little difference with the articulation. But other than that, like, you know, things look pretty good here. Things look proportional, etc. But they are different than they were before. And I guess we'll get into it now, because I have the, you know, Kevin as Steve Austin here, and the arms are definitely a little bit smaller. You can see they went with a slightly smaller biceps there. Not only that, but the height, and that's the big one. That's one I saw online. I was like, wait, is that really the thing? And then once I got this, like, you can even see it in the package. It's just like, he's way shorter, and that's strange. That's especially strange when you put him next to Sami from the same wave, and yeah, that's crazy. Just for reference, there is a 1 inch difference between these two. You know, Sami Zayn is 6'1" and Kevin Owens is 6 feet, and yeah, that's not that difference. So that's very interesting. I don't know what happened there. I've been trying to figure out. I put him next to, again, other Kevin Owens figures and trying to figure out, like, where's that height difference coming in, and it's got to be the new torso, because the legs are pretty much exactly the same. So there's that, and yeah, so it's got to be this torso piece, and you know, the shirt piece does come off. Let's see if I can just get it off this way. Probably not. So hold on. Running over time here for what I normally do, but in order to show this, getting this piece off, and yeah, pardon this lull, but there we go. So here's how it looks without the shirt on, and I mean, Kevin Owens always wrestles in, you know, a muscle shirt, so there's no reason to really take the shirt piece of it off, which is also why when I want to talk about aesthetics, I just wanted to kind of get into it. But you know, so here's the torso, and I mean, it looks fine on its own, but clearly they did something where it just doesn't have the height that the elites have, and that's really strange. So there is that. That's definitely worth considering here. But everything else, the tampos and the tattoos, face sculpt is absolutely fantastic. Completely, that's Kevin. And not only that, but the KO and the fight symbol here and the metallics just look very, very nice. But yeah, that height difference is just really, really strange. Of course, we get a really nice loadout of accessories here. So let's start out with hands, and right out of the box, we get our requisite C-grips. You can see the tattoos actually printed there on the left hand. That continues with our other set of hands. So we get a couple of fists, pardon me. And then finally, we get a pair of just kind of relaxed, splayed out-ish, not splayed out, but you know, kind of relaxed hands. We're just gonna go with that. So then we get 3 different head sculpts. We get the smiling face we saw before. Again, absolutely fantastic scan/sculpt. Really like the subtlety and the shading here with the hair and the beard. So it was really well done. Then we get more of a neutral expression, kind of listening, I guess. But again, equally well done. And then finally, we get the yelling face. I think it's really well done. I think the eyes don't really transfer that intensity, but I have seen him like give this look while yelling. So I guess that's still accurate. So you know, still a good addition here. Though unfortunately, the paint doesn't come all the way down the hair on mine, which is a little more unfortunate. Then we get the shirt, and again, you know, he always wrestles in a shirt, so this feels less like an accessory, just like part of the figure that does come off. But just like with Sami Zayn, wow, I don't know why this is not focusing. There we go. We do get the sleeves cut off, but exactly like Sami Zayn, it's like no Velcro. Is just the, you know, KO Mania and WrestleZania designs on the back and front. And then finally, just like with Sammy, we do get the Raw and SmackDown titles. Again, beautifully sculpted, and obviously the red and blue straps. And as I had mentioned in the Sami Zayn video, but didn't actually show, straps are actually nice and loose. They're not the like heavy plastic, so they can actually like straighten out, which is kind of nice. So yeah, that will do it for accessories. Articulation balance here are very nice. As you can see, we can get our freestanding kicks, no problem. This took literally no time to get into. So there's that. And then for the finer points, we do have our barbell going from our neck into our head. And that allows for a little bit of up. Not too much down. We're running into the beard. In terms of the sculpt, we get tiniest bit of side to side, but of course we get rotation as well. Then we get those butterfly joints. Nice and generous, good amount of range. Hinge and swivel at the shoulders brings us up into a T. We do have bicep swivel. We do have double jointed elbows. We have hinge and swivel at the wrists, all horizontal. Then we get that ball joint at the diaphragm. That brings us not too far forward. We are running into the sculpt there. Not too far back either. A little bit more on the side to side and tiny bit of rotation, but again, we very much run into the sculpt here pretty much all around. We do get a swivel at the waist though. We do have our drop down hips, not quite, a little more dialed in than they've been in past Ultimate Editions since they brought this in, so that's very nice. They don't just kind of go crazy. Splits are absolutely insane, pretty much perfect line. Not a wrestler that really needs that, but it's kind of funny to have it. For our front kick, we're not quite getting 90, but we're getting close. And I will say the same thing I said with the Sami Zayn figure. I did have to apply a little bit of shock oil to those joints just to loosen them up, because I really don't want that, barbell coming over here just tearing. So there's that. Keep that in mind. Then we get the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, which are coming to about here, and they do allow in the back with the sculpt for that room. So we do get some decent range, better than we would have gotten if they hadn't done that. We do get boot swivel. We get crazy point, crazy forward, and in and out for the rocker, and a toe hinge. That will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with a couple of his own elites, with some other WWE figures, with some other wrestling lines, with some domestics, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with an articulated icons Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valorous Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the WWE Ultimate Edition 21 Kevin Owens figure from Mattel is that this is a really good figure. Overall, I really like it. The only thing that really gives me pause in terms of recommending it is that size issue. And, the scaling I don't think would be as egregious if it wasn't in the same wave and literally being like a tag team champions figure with Sami Zayn from the same wave, so that they are meant to be displayed next to each other. So it seems really weird that we got that size difference, again, considering that they're only an inch difference in height. So yeah, just really strange. And I don't know what happened there. I'm not privy to the production process at Mattel and with the WWE team, so I'm not sure where that happened. But overall, the figure is definitely worth picking up. Certainly if you're a Kevin Owens fan. Just really weird, and you might have to finagle something in your display when you're putting them together. So yeah, worth noting. But in any event, I will definitely have a link or two in the description below, as these are available on various online resources at the moment, and they'll eventually be showing up on pegs. So yeah, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If you did, I hope to see you back, because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, come on back. Let's escape the world for a while and just look at some nice plastic. But at the end of the day, really, I just hope you're well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.